First, I'm going to introduce Zach. He will tell you a little bit about MBG. The main topic here is everyone is a little bit tired of all the rug pulls and all the bad things that have happened in crypto. We finally have a $24 billion company launching the token, real-world assets, buybacks and burn, Berkshire Hathaway styles, and now sponsoring probably the most important thing in RWA, which is tokenization of real estate. Something very tangible, offers a yield, handled like a bond, all on the blockchain. We have Alex and Amr, who are going to be representing the infrastructure company, doing the token in real estate, and also Mag, the most luxurious, or one of the most luxurious real estate developers in Dubai, leading the charge of tokenizing $3 billion worth of real estate, sponsored by MultiBank. Great. Maybe we can get started. Tell us a little bit about MultiBank.
Habibi, thank you for the introduction.
Anytime.
Pleasure to be here. So yeah, we gave a presentation yesterday about the MultiBank and the history. In a nutshell, we were established in 2005. Our main USP is that we are the most regulated financial group in the world. As of last week, we could do volumes at per day of around $56 billion, making us one of the top brokers in the world. We, built that from 2005 to today based on regulation of creating client trust. We've got three main pillars in our ecosystem. The TradFi interbank trading platform being the second one, and the third is crypto exchange, spot derivatives. And today we've announced this fantastic opportunity where we collaborated together to create not just $3 billion, but actually it's going to be $10 billion over the next couple of years, and $3 billion is our starting point. We were very fortunate to be able to collaborate with big companies like MAD, who have a history in real estate and luxury real estate in the UAE, founded in 2004. I'm sure Annu will fill you in on that. But we are breaking what we see as a creme de la creme player in real estate. And the idea is not just to create an RWA project, but also to translate that into the crowdfunding space. So we were coming up with quite a few cool ways to get people into an RWA space, not because it's crypto, but because of the structure, the security, and the mechanism that they can get into it on. And it will all be powered by MBG.
Great. Let's go to Amr, who will talk about the real estate, and then Alex will talk about how physically it happens. Because a lot of people use euphemisms of RWA and real estate, but we're going to discuss actually how that happens. But go ahead.
Thank you for the intro, first of all. Let me talk a little bit about MAG. As Zach said, we are one of the biggest private real estate developers in Dubai, the real estate capital of the world. Currently, live projects, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 billion dirhams. Can you guys hear me?
Guys, can I get quiet on the back? I will be embarrassing everyone by asking random questions. Please.
Okay, I'll speak out then. So MAG was established in 1978. We've been in the real estate market since 2004. We are one of the biggest private real estate developers in Dubai, the real estate capital of the world. We, as the gentleman said, we have a lot of projects in the ultra high-end luxury sector, and we're very excited to be partners in this project. MAG is providing the assets for this deal, and I think we have a really great opportunity here to write history. And we at IBC are going to do your marketing.
Go to Alex. How is this all going to come together physically?
Or virtually.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that's actually more virtual than it is. There's no stock certificates going out anymore on paper. So all of MAG's assets effectively will be represented by unique tokens on the Marvyk blockchain. So from an underlying infrastructure layer, there are going to be tokens just like anything else. As you know, we're taking the best of what blockchain has to offer, but instead of being a meme coin, it represents a fractional piece of the, whether it's the Couture Reserve or the Ritz-Carlton, and that token will be traded inside MultiBank's RWA platform. because you're using blockchain, we then are able to integrate with different DeFi protocols that will be in the Maverick network. So you can get a loan. We're working on mortgages for the primary offerings, in addition to, data oracles, custody, etc. So it's a mix between the physical asset and the real world, but it's being represented by a token in the blockchain world, but as a digital certificate of ownership.
Thank you. Thank you for being so active. And thank you. I have some prepared questions, but I want to spice this up because everyone that I speak to, and we have 600 projects in our ownership, everyone's been waiting for real estate RWAs. But the negative part is they say, well, how are we going to trade them? Where's the liquidity? It's great to have fractional real estate. How are we going to do the liquidity? So I'm going to start with you, Zach. So Zach is too modest. He's the owner of MultiBank. There's like $40 to $50 billion daily of clearing of FX trades, of gold, silver, and any kind of financial security and derivative you can imagine. Are you going to provide the liquidity? How are we going to get this liquid, and why are you partnering? Tell me about your vision of what you will do to make RWAs and real estate work.
Well, we're always looking to expand it to markets. So I like to say that RWA is one of the hottest things right now. And, you hear basically the two keywords are AI and RWA in the space. That they're two fields that we're entering into heavily at MultiBank. In terms of liquidity, what he touched upon it, we're doing $55 to $56 billion a day at the minute. That's from a network of around 2 to 3 million live trading clients. We service more than 40 million clients, so it lasts 10 years, let's say, at least. So we have a lot of working capital already come from our current clients. And this is something that will definitely transition into the RWA space. And we're making it available on both our TradFi and cryptos platforms. On top of that, we're doing a primary listing and a secondary marketplace with Alex. I can't speak highly enough about the thank you Alex and his team are bringing to the table. And I think making something easily accessible and tradable, helps bring that liquidity to the space.
I want to add something in there is that there's never been, in the RWA space, you usually had one player we turn the stock certificate into a token, but then there's no secondary market, or there's no lending, or you get a secondary market, but no access to have assets flow in. So there's always been this gap in the market and not really a full suite economy of A to Z, we're going to take care of the whole thing. The three-party partnership here effectively brings one of the world's biggest distribution mechanisms with MultiBank. It brings some of the world's best real estate with MAG and some of the world's best technology with Marvyk. And so when you mix all those three things together, now you've actually got something that's a force multiplier to spearhead the industry.
Amazing. It must be very scary because we've heard about RWAs. Now you have a big brand. Yes, people talk about you in Dubai, especially the ultra luxury space. People are watching. I spoke to folks in Amar. They said, let's see what they do. The map is very close, and they said, let's see what they pull off. People view crypto as might, but it's more difficult than that. Tell me about the risks you're taking and why you're taking this step, and how because it's a big step.
Sure.
Ritz-Carlton brand, a big step.
Absolutely. Look, you're pulling me into a dangerous territory here, talking about competitors, but I'll try to steer away from this. Look, I don't see this as taking risk. It's the exact opposite, actually. We're de-risking a lot of our risks here. So if we talk about the investment itself, from a developer's perspective, from a real estate perspective, an investor would think twice before investing in real estate because of two reasons. One, there's the high entry ticket. You need a lot of money to get in. It's a great investment, but it's costly. Two, it's viewed as somewhat illiquid investment. This system basically solves both. We transform this to a lower entry ticket. Anyone can get in. If you have a few $1,000s in the bank, you can buy some tokens and be part of an ultra iconic, luxurious asset. And at the same time, this is highly liquid. It can be traded on the platform, and you can borrow against it. You can sell it. It solves a lot of problems. So it's de-risking, not risking, actually.
Can you tell us about the yield? Because it's interesting. When I spoke to Zach in the office, there's a yield component with daily liquidity.
Sure, absolutely. So we're offering annually an 8% yield on these assets. And MultiBank has the mechanism where these yields can be distributed daily to investors.
Absolutely fantastic. I'd like to add to that. We're going to go to market with three different types of projects. Three different types of projects in the market. The first is off-plan, like the Ritz-Carlton residence. You perhaps say it is not only the Ritz-Carlton, but it's the biggest Ritz-Carlton residence community in the world. So that'll be an off-plan. It'll take around 2 years to complete. So you'll get that 8% for 3 years. After the 3 years, you'll actually start generating your yield from the actual rental of the space in the community. On top of that, we got residential and commercial spaces in the IFC and other IFAs in Dubai, which are currently already active. So when you go on, it's got a feel of an Airbnb type look and feel to it. And you go in, you see the pictures and you see the yield, you see the management fee, and it shows very clearly what you're going to get paid out. We've done the mechanism so there's a 1 month split, and then after that 1 month, you get paid out daily onward yields. I think that's one of the keys to making this a success. Because it adds more liquidity to it. People can get their funds, they can withdraw them or invest into other projects. So we created this whole ecosystem with Alex, where you can actually take that property, take a loan against it, generate yield, and actually pay back some of the, loaned amounts from your yields. So it's a fully round circle ecosystem.
And even to add to that, not to get into the nitty gritty of the tech side, but the yields all paid on chain as well. So, talk about transparency and everything in the RWA space, who might be vaporware, who brought products, everything that we've built is fully on chain.
And tell us about the off-chain. You have a competitor and things that do off-chain. Tell us the benefit versus that.
There are different on-chain or off-chain tokenization companies. You've got Centrifuge, where everything is essentially owned. They do a great job, but you're locked into their ecosystem. And then you've got some other, layer ones that claim to be working in the RWA space. And for the sake of not ragging on my competitors, I'll stay silent.
Excellent. Well, I think that's one of the other points of why this works so greatly. As Alex touched upon it, I'm sure everybody knows about the recent, dump that happened in the RWA space, and that was mainly due to mismanagement of their tokens and their company. With MultiBank, we've got a neat balance sheet of $700 billion. You don't need funds. We're coming to this to create new products to clients and clients. Client protection, basically. I think that safety of our history and our 17 licenses with an unblemished record really kind of reassures clients that this is the best place to do it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a slightly challenging question, okay? Because you are going to be in the crypto market. Crypto is all about community. We need to build a global community, okay? So yes, we have Dubai Chocolate. That's one of the brands that went viral, right? We have a few other things.
Wouldn't you love to trade pistachio prices right now if we could?
Exactly. Probably tokenize that. My question is, how are we going to make this a global brand? Because this is the largest real estate RWA announced. This is, I think, single shot, single transaction on a platform. I think one of the largest in leverage. So we need a global brand. We need a global consumer. How are we going to build that? Besides hiring us at IBC.
Look, because you guys are the best. You didn't pay with Sela.
I did not.
Yeah, but there's a discount for it. Yeah, Danny. Thanks for that. We got 25 offices worldwide, clients from the whole globe, from licenses in Singapore, Australia, Seychelles, Dubai. So that's the first side of it from what we'll do.
So road shows everywhere.
Yeah, road shows that we're making sure that, clients get to hear about this and actually meet us face to face. That's one of the things about how we actually build MultiBank. We have an open office. We allow all our clients to come in. We're not hiding from anybody. And so we create that community through face-to-face meetings and road shows and making sure we have a good marketing off board.
Alex, have any perspective on this? This is a top line. How are you going to build a global brand?
I thought you said Alex. Look, you can spend a lot of money marketing for bad products, it can get you some traction, but at the end of the day, if the product itself is not a great product, you better sell. I think here we're talking about a magnificent partnership that makes a great product. It ticks all the boxes. You have the great assets, you have a great platform, you have great technology. It provides liquidity, it provides transparency. It speaks for itself. So I think that by itself would
I think that's for sure. Word of mouth, I think, is going to play a big part here. Where else can you invest in a project or a company like the Risk Baltic for $50? Whereas there's no outlet, but we made it accessible to everybody.
Reputation is a huge thing, and obviously MAG and MultiBank bring that to the table for 20 plus years of 30 years, I think, with you guys on that, right? When it comes to building a new layer one economy, we've taken a completely different approach. If you look at most blockchains after Ethereum, they actually operate like oligarchies. So blockchain economies are parallels to nation state economies. And we've designed the Marvyk economy to operate actually on a model based on how the UAE raised their economy. So everything past Ethereum, they raised hundreds of millions of dollars, and they use you guys, or us, all of us, as exit liquidity. And we've done everything to basically ensure that's the complete opposite. Even launching, so for example, we've got a fair launch ICO coming next week, where we're not taking advantage of this news and still keeping our go-to-market price at a very, very reasonable low-end price. The idea is to raise up all of your users, not take advantage of them. That's the major difference. Like that ethos is what makes MultiBank today, MAG, and why it doesn't make them, for example, FTX, right? So it's a step above.
And from if you could talk about the utilities. So the utilities, obviously, owning a hard asset, earning yield daily, transacting a multi-bank. But other usage rights, is there something for the community that gets them to visit the properties, partake in everything, stay at the hotels?
Absolutely. This exists before the tokenization team, and all investors will have access to this as well. We have a brand called Katura, which is our ultra high luxury brand. And if you've been to our offices or around Dubai, you can see our Rolls-Royce cars roaming around. You have access to a lot of social pubs, luxurious products, all of this just for owning one of our products. So all investors will have access to this way.
Excellent. Any questions from the audience?
Anything, please.
What are the percentage of? What percentage of the collateral is the loans collateralized?
We're to start off, we're looking at about I think it's 50% LTV, but it's going to after that launches, we'll be moving up to 80% LTV.
Can you talk about your go-to-market strategy for raising the money, the round, the exchange? Oh, go ahead, Amr. You wanted to...
Sorry, I want to clarify one thing. This is not a debt token. This is a sale token. So we're not collateralizing the asset. We're selling the asset. You own part of the asset itself. However, you can borrow against your token on the platform. In the mode.
Fantastic question. How are we going to get an upward sloping token?
I mean, look, we're talking about Dubai real estate market, and if you look at the market historically, it's always topping up. So these assets would be valued and would be at market value at a small discount, even. So you're getting great value for your token, if that's your question.
Yeah. The token price represents the underlying asset, and in addition to the yield that comes off it. So it's not a derivative. It's not something that's completely separated away from the asset. So the price, as the Dubai's real estate market goes up, the real estate goes up. God willing, we never see another 2008 in our lives again. When it comes to extra liquidity, if you got a dentist that's getting divorced and needs to sell his assets quickly, you might catch a deal.
Nothing.
But if we're talking about risk, even if we get to 2008, people who held on to their investments in real estate made up and more.
So imagine the ability to buy liquid real estate like that instantly without having to go fly to Dubai, wait 30 days.
Exactly, absolutely. So you have the asset. You're not just betting your money against some of your financial instruments. They're not only part of the assets, the hard view or classic.
Yeah, Solana recently started promoting, or people within the Solana ecosystem started recently promoting Housecoin or something like that about, tokenizing homes, but it's a meme coin. These are not meme coins. They represent the real asset.
Absolutely. So I think we can wrap up Subby. I don't know if you have any closing comments. I want to say congratulations on a historic deal. Mario and I think I just saw him were discussing when we were working on MultiBank that this actually could turn our market. Our market is a little bit in the doldrums right now. And besides Bitcoin, things are pretty tough. We need something at this scale with MBG token to shake the market and actually have something that is substantial, weighty, meaty, in order to create a new narrative. And I think this is going to be the era of RWAs. But any closing comments, Zach? If you had to have this audience know something, be it roadmap, timeline, or anything, what would it be?
Well, we're hoping to launch in, let's say, 4 months, Alex. The pressure's on here.
He keeps lowering that tag, by the way. Every time I see him, I think
4 months.
yeah, by tonight we're launching tomorrow.
Because if you can do it, then let's go for it. I think we've got the crowd now, so we can start. But yeah, we were bringing that to market very quickly. Like we said, it's not just serious content. There's going to be a full suite of different products that you can invest into. And I think it's super exciting, like you said, for the market in general. We are signing the $3 billion primary listing, and then hopefully you could shoot that up to 10 billion and much more to come. We got one of the best partners that you mark, and it's not just going to be in the UAE. We're looking to move abroad in different countries as well, with Mag as well as there are international grants. And we'll also be bringing different asset classes into our ways, such as gold mining and things like that. So really, a lot of exciting things to come.
But I think, as I said, this is a great deal. I think we are right in history here, as you said. I'm very excited. They're looking forward to the launch. And hopefully, Alex will be ready soon.
Well, for starters, the MBG tokens will be coming out in June. So there's that to look forward to as well. But something I want to challenge all of you guys in the crowd as well when it comes to RWAs is go to all the different RWA platforms, or layer 1s, layer 2s, what they claim, and go play with what they have on their chain. There's nothing there. Then come to Marvyk.org and go try our testnet. And you'll be able to go download a wallet, get testnet tokens, go to a marketplace, buy RWAs, all non-custodial, all on-chain, go borrow against them on other apps on our chain. It's an incentivized testnet, so you get tokens for it, but you have until next week with the ICO. And you'll actually be able to see that everything that we're promising up here on stage is actually deployed live now today on testnet. So it's not a promise for next year. It's not a promise of we're going to do this. It's already there.
Amazing. Thank you. So now let's see who gets 5,000. Is that okay? Let's randomly pick someone that I think was not listening. So,
oh, my wife's in the crowd, but thankfully she's listening.
here
Down there, birds.
everyone in the back, who would like to get $5,000? You, sir. Would you like $5,000? Can you summarize the panel? You, sir, in yellow. Sir, you in yellow. Would you like $5,000? Yes. You would. What did we talk about? What did you talk about? Yes. You just lost back. Anyone in the back? In the back. Anyone want to volunteer what the synopsis of this panel has been and get $5,000? Do I have any volunteers?
Looks like my deal.
Means I recruited you, right? All right, you, sir, get $5,000 because you came from the back.